Greetings, everyone. My name is Clemence Richinha. I'm going to present on peace building process in Haiti. That is the topic I chose to work on, not because I'm Haitian, but because I'm always puzzled by this conflict that has been ongoing for a long period of time, and sometimes it is being ignored by the international community, or not even being given much attention as other conflicts that have erupted recently. So the conflict in Haiti, while I was doing my research, I realized that despite that there is the current turmoil, it seems that the country has never really enjoyed peace for a long period of time, what we call just peace. The conflict started with a painful revolution. Haiti was a colony of French government, and by the time they claimed their revolution, that was also a kind of a civil war bloody. They gained an independence in 1804. It was actually the first country to gain their independence in the area. So you find those people who have been brought from Africa as an act of slavery, who gain an independence through fighting. They don't know what a peaceful process may mean. They were not negotiated when they were colonized, and then they had to fight for their peace. So even after they gained the independence, the population was divided into two groups. One group was a group of educated people who worked with the French colony, and some mixed race. And those are the people who took up the leadership, and the rest and the majority were just the peasants who were working for the French government. So you find even those elite groups did not unite the country. They perpetuated economic inequality, and those division reinforced even the cultural division. So that continued for a long period of time. Different dictators took leadership from those elites, but again, their regime was characterized by the corruption. So you find people are fighting for power, for money, and anyone who's not satisfied will just use a violent approach to make his or her voice heard. So the current conflict has actually started into 2021 when the President Moise was assassinated. By that time, the Prime Minister had been appointed but not yet sworn in. So that Prime Minister has been acting, though it hasn't really brought any peace during that period. So if you were to analyze the current situation, there is a lot going on, but what we can just highlight is that now the state has no government or a functioning system, a functioning structure. There have been postponing elections, and the last National Assembly expired in 2023. So you imagine, as you also integrate the content we have learned, when there is no a just system, it's even hard to start talk about other peace building process. You find because of what has been going on, the police is weak, and as of now, the media says that the capital is being controlled by gangs. Some says 80%, others say 95%, but it's like the majority is under the arms of gangs. Recently, the president who was traveling from Kenya to negotiate the UN mission was not able to re-enter the country, and then has resigned. This is affecting many people. There are more than 350 internally displaced, and the majority of the population is exposed to hunger and limited basic services like health and other basic services. Recently, gangs have liberated from two main prison, 4,000 inmates. Some of them have joined the gangs groups. Every day, people are dying. They may not even be targeted, but just because there are so many missed bullets, people are killed, and then the rate of rape and kidnapping is high. So that's the conflict situation. So you can imagine, from all that's going on and the historical background, what is the kind of the root causes of the conflict. You find with all that has been going on, the current situation is being fueled by the fragmented social fabric that has never been mended. Whenever there was an issue, it was resolved through fighting, and people created gangs. Whenever there was a peace, those gang groups were not properly disarmed and reintegrated. So you find people have not been rediscussing the issues to be able to mend again the social fabric even before the revolution. Those divisions that have taken place from different layers, from the rich, the political parties, the people who have power, but also at the community level, because any high level war may affect people from different ethnic groups. There was also corruption that has been reclaimed by different, all the government have been accused to have corruption and nepotism, and you find the state has failed in establishing justice and in all aspects. So you find many youth are unemployed. That's why they even join gangs. The education system is poor, and people are just poor. And also, as I mentioned, the failed disarming strategies in the past make people access to guns, and also people keep distributing arms to gangs who end up having control and power and misuse it. So when you look at the initiatives for peace building, you find currently Haiti has been declared as an emergent state. So the key is to restore the peace in terms of stopping violence. So far, the international community plans to send around 1,000 peacekeepers led by Kenya, which the United States has pledged to invest a lot of money. But you find again, there is no enough trust in that peace keeping efforts, based on maybe on some of the failure in what happened in 2004 with Minister. But again, that's the only key peace building that is being talked about, because there is urgency of restoring peace, for even to promote peaceful democracy elections. So you find the current initiatives are focusing on reducing violence and strengthen the police that has been weakened by the gangs, and make sure that maybe there is peaceful elections. However, I would say that there may be other areas of peace building that is even happening within the conflict, because that has been an effort of building the country that has been facing a lot of conflict. So there is a need to integrate peacekeeping effort with what is already going on. So in my paper, I recommend that the peace process in Haiti should be restorative from the grassroots level, because there is a need to ensure that there are kind of dialogue on peace and reconciliation. Again, you find that high level, at the governmental level, there is a need to wage the conflict non-violently, because people have been perpetuating conflict. They really need to understand that it's not really bringing any peace. So that's where there is a need to look for platforms like schools, like parents, to be able to unite their voice. I always refer to the Liberian case, where women came together to stop the gangs and try nonviolent approaches. I also recommend that religious groups should continue to come together to talk about peace and reconciliation, because Haiti is considered to be religious, and the majority is Christian, so they can foster peace as one of the key areas they should focus on. They need to establish Truth and Reconciliation Commission, so that people can talk about what happened, bring the narrative together, and also accept to think outside the box and build the future they desire. They also need to integrate peace education in all schools, because the society just knows violence and fighting, but people need to know that they need to embrace one another, to forgive, to take the risk, and desire to see more peaceful state than a fighting state. Yeah, thank you so much. And I hope I'll get comments from you. Thank you.